and I'm ready to leave. There is love in my heart that will help me to start my journey to within. With faith I must begin. Everybody wants, every one of us needs. I got wings on my back and I'm ready to leave. Part of my soul wants to race through the skies to get what I want, to reach what I need. Part of my soul wants to race through the skies to get what I want, to reach what I need. On the top of the mountain, my troubles so small, I reach so high to embrace it all. On the top of the mountain, my troubles so small, I reach so high to embrace it all. Embrace it all.
Good morning to everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you. So, how was your day so far? How was morning? How was your yesterday? Hello, sister. I hope everyone is doing well. Okay. So, before I begin the session, as every day, I I want to know about the homework, whether been done, how much is it. नमस्ते अरे भाई हाउ आर यू कैसे हैं आप is your name Surya, how do you pronounce it? Am I audible? Yes. Okay. Thank you. So we are almost done with the sessions. I mean, towards the end of the 7 days course, but this is not the actual end. It will take a couple of more days. Like by Sunday, I'm sure things will be covered, everything, and along with the question answers. So tomorrow and day after, I will cover Sunday, especially. I will cover. I will take all the questions if you have, or if you want to ask anything, you can prepare your questions. And Sunday, this Sunday, we'll cover all the questions you may have. Tomorrow, I will give you some, just about or introduction or with information about the organization, how the work organization started, and the whole journey which we have covered so far. As much I'm telling you about God. So remember, day one we had started with to know about the self, realizing the self. And I spoke about introduction. When you introduce yourself to anyone, you tell few things about you, like name, then occupation, then family, your residence. Three, four things that we majorly talk about like every time. Basic things. There are other things as well, but that's something deep down. We do not get much into that, but the four things that we always touch. So here in spiritual in spiritual terminology, we all those four things is described in a different way. So originally, who am I? I understood that fact, that who actually am I. So I hope everyone is clear with this topic, that who am I, who I am, the actual me, the real me. So who am I? I am, yes, I am a soul whose nature is peaceful, loveful, powerful, pure. Hmm? So these are my nature. So whenever I think about me, I memorize or recall myself as a soul. And this is my first step to meditate, to be in the awareness of my real qualities, right? These are my first step, first thought about me. The next step, the second thing about describing and introducing the self is about the family, right? Parents. So who is my real parent as a soul? Why this is my real quality? Why this has all inculcated in me inherently? So it has been given by God, because we are souls. So we are children of Supreme Soul. Yeah, it's clear? So Supreme Soul's child will be same like Supreme Being. So as his ocean of love, peace, power, positivity, all the positive attributes. So we are like God. Ansh nahi, Vansh. We are not actually part of God, but we are children of God. You know, it's like one shit. So the same way, we are his children. And so as we have the same kind of qualities. And see, the fact is there that every viable are comfortable being into love and peace. Yeah, everyone like being loved. Yes, no? Yes. And hence, we all are children of God. I think this much is so clear so far. And then we understood the second step of meditation is not only realizing the God's who God is, God's realization. Instead, also, apart from realizing the God, also we being awareness about his karam, what he can do, what he can't do. There are some laws been created by God. Lawmaker cannot be lawbreaker. So sure, he has created the entire universe, but he has made some laws as well to maintain and manage the world. So as God cannot been proven if somebody who's dead and he should, you know, come back in the life again, the same body. That's not the proof of God, right? So this is the something very important that I want to reiterate on, because God cannot do this, and God is not actually been proven, happening like this. So it doesn't happen. I mean, it doesn't actually happen, and God not required to be proved by doing such kind of acts. So yes, what God can do is, yes, he has the work to do something that no one in the world can do, and that is the transforming. You see entire in your life how difficult it is to change a one person. Can you change somebody? You can't change somebody. You try and being behind your family member, maybe one person in your family, but still the life whole 30, 40, 50 years passes, but the person doesn't change, and we keep cribbing, ये तो कभी नहीं बदलते. I spent the whole life with him, but this person has an habit of keeping the wet towel on the bed. So something like that. And so just one habit can't be changed. How difficult is it? But see the God. That is the miracle. That is the strength of positivity. The unconditional acceptance and love which He showers on us, and due to which we feel like, I mean, from deep down our heart, we feel like doing something for Him and changing ourselves to become the better version, the best versions of ourselves. That is the real quality, that is the strength, and hence he is called as an omnipotent, the most powerful being in the world, positively. And hence there are so few myths around it, that God available everywhere, omnipresent. I hope this thing is cleared so far. Is it all clear, or do you still have any question, confusion? Yes? Do you have? No? No? Okay. So, so this is what about God, somewhat. We'll have the question answer session, Brother Abhishek, on Sunday, and I'll be really open to you, and you can ask as much question you have. That day will, take only question answers round. Yeah. So be open about it. Sister Meenakshi saying that she has a doubt. Is it related to this topic or something else? If something else, that we can cover that in Sunday. If just connected to this, then I can take that question. Okay, sister, you can unmute yourself and give, ask the question. Sister, can you hear me? Am I audible to rest of the folks?
Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sister.
Yes, sister, I have a doubt that as you said that God cannot be everywhere, but
Mm-hmm.
from the childhood we are grown up by listening that God is everywhere in everything, even in the rocks and all these things. कण कण में है भगवान कहते हैं ना. So
Mm-hmm.
please clear my doubt, sister.
Achha. Okay. So I think we had a good conversation around this, but still, if you have the question,
Yes,
there are
sister.
so many things that has been said and that we are keep listening since our childhood, but everything is not so true.
Okay.
One, if God is everywhere, then also there is another fact about God is the most powerful being, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
So if God is everywhere, then his power has also been reflected in everything. So if God
Yeah.
is so positive, then see the world around you. Do you see more positivity, purity, love, care, compassion, or do you see anger, hatred, greed, lust, hurt? What do you see more, most often?
All negativity.
So just imagine if God is everywhere, then how God is being overpowered by this all negativity? Is it
Yes.
possible? And if it is
No.
happening, then who is everywhere?
Only negativity.
If God is so powerful, then he should not be affected by these things. And no matter how the world is, no matter how the entire population are, even they are so
Yes.
negative, but the one he is more powerful that should overpower the other person, the other entity, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
If you see in the any battlefield, if there two person is fighting to each other, the one who wins, this means that he has more power than the other person, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So the same way, if God is everywhere, then his strength should be visibly, it should be visible clear that peace and love and purity, care should be visible around you, around us.
Yeah.
But I believe just opposite to that, we see more often hatred and greed and jealousy and so on. These things.
Yes.
So God is not actually everywhere. It meant to say why it has been carried. This thought is like whenever you remember your parent,
Mm-hmm.
let's say your daughter or son is somewhere else, not really to you, is some other state or maybe other city, and it
Mm-hmm.
requires he or she requires you, won't you go to your child?
Yes. I will.
Maybe just God forbidden, they fall sick or something happened, anything. So if they will need you, won't you go to them and then help them?
Yes.
Yes. So the same
Yes.
way, whenever we remember God or any being, remember God wherever they are with their true heart, then God help them.
Yes.
And because one being have the feeling of being helped at that point in time or wherever they are, they carried this thought of God being there. It's not actually God is there, but he has this strength that he can help you anywhere because he is not bounded with this five element body, because he does not live in the body. So he does not have any kind of foundations and limitations. Okay.
Okay. Okay, sister.
That is the reason it has been said that God is everywhere, but it's not that God is everywhere. Okay. Hope your
Thank you,
question
sister.
is answered.
Yes. Yes, sister. Thank you.
And then we have understood how we can meditate. So I have explained you the pillars of Raj Yoga, pillars to meditate, the process of meditation. So the first step of meditation is realizing our real qualities and to live our life onto those bases. It's a Karam Yoga. That means we need to implement those values or our real qualities in action. So when I bring that real qualities in my action, let's say I have my real quality is patience. Yeah, we have our real quality as patience. Yes, no, yes. So if I'm using patience in my action, let's say somebody, let's take the very straight example. Somebody asked a question to me. Somebody has a very tricky question, and my work here is to answer all of them. So if I'm using patience while answering the questions, I am being into my true self, isn't it? But if I am being irritated, if I've losing my patience, that I've been affected, or I use the consciousness of body. Did you understand the difference? Because if I'll be into my true self, I will keep remembering myself as a peaceful, the person who has all these positive attributes. So as those things will reflect via my actions. So whether I am cooking at home, whether I'm into my workplace, I'm interacting with my colleagues, or anyone, right? And if I am being peaceful, polite, humble, no matter how the other person is reacting, then I am able to use my true qualities, and so as I'm being the self or the soul consciousness. And this is the first step of meditation. This is Karam Yoga, because Raj Yoga is it includes all the kind of yogas. Karam Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is what is more of dedication, more of determination, very particular to do what they willing to do. Kind of, taking a fast breath. Whenever we do a breath or a fasting, then we give a thought to the mind that I need to be empty stomach whole day, maybe, or sometimes without water as well. Depends on one how they are doing the fasting. So what we do, no matter how, what is the situation, maybe the summer weather or any weather, but we are very much particular or determined around it, and then we keep the fasting the whole day. We don't eat. Do we do this? Yes? No? Yes. But do you think no? We don't do it? We don't do it, Tajbhai? Was this supporting to do we do or do we don't? We don't do. We do. Okay. So what I intend to say, just imagine if your children will have any kind of feeling, and they just to make you happy or just to praise you, if their way to make you happy is being, being stubborn at something, that I won't do this or I won't eat anything today, will you be happy? Will you be happy? Yes? No? No. Then how you be happy? Tell me, parents. How be you happy? How would you be happy then? By your kids, children. Sister Meenakshi, would you be happy if your child will not eat anything entire day? Okay. Sister Renu is writing. I'm just doing a cross question, just you to think about it, and I want the answer from you. So when you're just taking and considering an example again, when your child is very stubborn and buying, let's say a camera, DSLR, or maybe something, iPhone or anything like that, maybe bike or maybe car, or maybe they're very resisting, very stubborn at something. And probably that is not the right time to provide that a child. Maybe not the correct age, or maybe he's keep on demanding one or the another thing, one after another and one after another. Would you give your child the same thing what he has demanded for? Because this is what is making him or her happy. Yes. What will you do? No, no, no. We'll try to distract. We'll talk to the child. But he is very stubborn. I mentioned the word. Child is very stubborn at, you know, getting that particular stuff to become happy. So just make your child happy. Would you provide them that what one he wanted for? No, because your happiness is dependent on the child's happiness. But is it the way to be happy? How a parent become, gets happy? Where there is a growth of the child, where the child is bringing positivity in themselves, when they are becoming, disciplined, probably bringing humbleness in themselves, being polite with others, being helpful, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes, true. So just imagine, if I will not bring these things in me, and being in keeping fast for God to be happy, and to fulfill our wishes, our dreams, our demands and desires. And I'm telling God, if you'll just fulfill my wishes and desires, I will come to your temple and I will keep this fast for you the whole day. I will not drink water, I will not eat anything. Is it the right way? And is it the way that God will be happy? Sister Meenakshi, you were saying that God will be happy by keeping fasting is another way. I'm not taking that, considering that fasting is another way to keep your stomach well, or I'm not getting into that. I'm talking on the spiritual level. This is something about the self, right? So I hope you got your answer. How God will be happy. A simple parent, a Kalyugi parent, it will not satisfy with these things, how the entity who is the purest form throughout the cycle is ever pure, does he require any such things? And hence it is called work is worship. But what kind of work? What kind of action? I hope you all have understood this. No, sister, it is not required to stop, doing fasting or anything. If you want to do fasting, if you want to do any kind of thing, you are open and free to do. There is no, bondages or any kind of, custom that you should not do or you should do. And after even, coming or connecting with us or spiritual path, there is nothing certain as you have to do or you shouldn't do. Whatever you want to do, whatever you are feeling like doing something, is all on you. What I intend to say is only fasting or all that stuff that we were doing so far does not suffice what actually God wants from us. It's more of that. If you're doing all of them and not changing yourself as a person, then it's good for nothing. But if you're not doing any of them, but still you're a good human being, if you're bringing the change by purifying yourself as a soul, bringing the right values, changing yourself, then that is what God really expects from us, and how we can make God happy and get closer to God. The child who obey their parent becomes closer to their parent. But a child who is always reluctant in not obeying their parents and always desiring for one or the other thing, probably the parent, have to do something for it because they are kids, they are kids. So that will be obligation. But one kid doesn't do with their heart such things. So the same thing apply for God as well. So how much I'm changing myself, how much my actions are changing as per God's willingness, because He is the one in the whole world whom you can rely on. It's just that a good conversation is required between you and Him, and the very the process to have a conversation with the God is very simple. I've explained to you everything so far, and I hope things are is quite clear. How, what kind of relationship you're building up with the God, how open and I am respecting God, is it how I am changing my action. It is more of bringing the change in the action, in thoughts, because thought is the seed of the destiny. Sorry. So how much I am changing my thought so as my action and my destiny being changed. So this is the method of Rajyoga, method to meditate. If I'm changing, if I'm bringing those values in my action, and when and then when I will sit into the silence and talk to God, then I will be able to talk about the efforts that I've made to obey God. And then if I will have any questions, any confusion, any answer which I want from God, then He will definitely take any medium for you and answer you. Just try this. I hope you must have remembered when I have shared my story. When I joined this, I had experimented this so deeply, and I was very clear with God that if I will not get my answer, I am not going to come to the center. And He has given each and every all of my question answered, one or the other way. And all those experiences took me here, and I felt like doing, because He has done all those things for me which no one has done. But again, to prove something, I need to start with a hypothesis. Let A plus B is equal to C. And in the end, hence A plus B is equal to C. So just start, just consider what if this and this is equal to this. What if actually God is telling you? Because God does not have any body. So he will not speak. How would he speak? Right? So is it teachings that he is giving to me, my all so far that I've done each and everything for God. Just consider that he's answering you this way and feel experience God. When you consider God as your companion, as your mother, how do you communicate with your mother? पूछते हैं ना मम्मा ये कर लो. Remember when we were kids, or probably, and mama used to tell us, आज ये करना स्कूल में जाके, टीचर को ऐसे थैंक यू बोलना, इनके साथ ऐसे करना, वैसे करना, each steps. And we used to come back home and used to share, मम्मा आज ऐसे हुआ, ऐसे हुआ, ऐसे हुआ, टीचर ने ये कहा, वो कहा, all small things. That's what the bond between a child and the mother. If I want to develop the kind of bond between me and God, and develop this kind of relationship between God and me, and mother and child, then try and conversate with God like this. Do something what God is telling you, and that is why I give you homework. If I will not do homework, it's like I'm somewhere disrespecting. It's not me. I mean, understand that way. Just try and keep that relationship, that develop that kind of bond between you and God. In few other classes, I will explain you how God teaches us and how He gives us homework, because we also do homework every day, and that is how things are running in a way to make ourselves each day a better version. It's a everyday practice. Honestly, trust me on this. It just cannot possible in just 7 days or 10 days, a few days. It's a whole process. A child, become to be a graduate, it takes at least 20 years for graduation. To become a doctor, at least require 25 years, at least. But again, there is no certainty or winning the way we want. But here, it is so certain, because what we are putting effort on is our best friend. I remember our Dadi ji, chief of Brahma Kumaris, used to say, if you want to be happy the whole life, make your karam your best friend. Love your karma. If you very much have a very close bond with your karam and him, your life is full of happiness. Even in this life, or may you change the body and go into another life, then your karam and God will still be there with you. Rest, everyone will leave you one day. But God doesn't leave us. Even this life or next life, because God is with souls. Am I connected? Thank you. I think we lost the connection. Is it okay now? Is it okay now? Yes. Thank you. All right. So I'm going to, touch a bit about the life cycle. Sorry, not life cycle exactly, but the human life. There is also a myth around the human being takes 84 different 84 lakhs different species, and then after that we get this life of human being. So far we have all cleared with the process of meditation, also the benefits of Raj Yoga, where we learn how to, get peace of mind, how I can make myself, or, enhance my concentration power, and to keep the full stop of the past, and then move on, let the past go, and not been distracted by people's behavior, and keep myself positive in any kind of situation, any kind of challenges. This also helps to our immunity level, the physical part, our body also being less stressed out, and then the level of stress has also been reduced by Raj Yoga practice. And there are other eight powers you also we get while the practice of Raj Yoga meditation. So whole the journey we have covered, and I hope these all things are clear to everyone, because this is the main main topics. These are the whole chain that the rest of the life or rest other classes will really depend on. Because if you do not get the strong connection between you and God, and how to experience God in your life, in your daily action, in your daily routine, is just to develop the kind of relationship, the kind of bond. Talk to Him, use him like a family member. Like if you more of tend to work in a kitchen or any place, then how the other person could help you there, use God with you. Ask him kitna namak dalna hai, kya karna hai. It's small small things, in a very small things, and you feel the change. You will feel the God is actually supporting you. Your journey to do, the daily routine work will be easier, and you'll feel lighter. Your mind will be relaxed and calm. You'll be feeling so relaxed and also happy while doing all kind of activity, daily routine work. But how God give answers? Well, tell me, Sister Minakshi, were your question being answered? Any kind of question were there in your mind so far until this journey of your life? Have those questions answered in this session? Yes or no? No. You can unmute yourself, sister.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to share my experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like start, our childhood, we get these what we say कि भगवान के अपन को दर्शन हो गए, ऐसे
Mm-hmm.
इंसिडेंट्स होते हैं.
Mm-hmm.
So latest I got the God in my husband's friend's face. Like my husband and my son had COVID in July, and the son got recovered at home only.
Mm-hmm.
But my husband, two times, means I was very sad, but I had faith in God. So the way God helped me, I feel that because first it was very difficult to get admission.
Mm-hmm.
My husband's doctor friend had told कि नहीं, हमको म्यूनसिपैलिटी में नहीं जाना है. So my son is in connected with Rotract. He's a secretary there. So he got the bed through his contact. The
Mm-hmm.
person who gave him bed, he never takes phone calls or even doesn't see WhatsApp, but he took Rishi's, my son's WhatsApp messages, and he called himself and gave bed to my husband.
Mm-hmm.
This was the first experience, and the other one was when my husband was in hospital. We were not able to go there, but my husband's friend, he's a doctor. He took all my tensions and stress. He himself was calling my husband all the time, taking his reports, and that the hospital persons, doctors have advised for an injection, which is which has many side effects. But my husband's friend, he told कि नहीं, अभी नहीं देना इनको, he's all right. We have just kept for the care that if any time he needs oxygen, so we should have that facility, because at home it is not there. So just for
Mm-hmm.
that, and as he is
Absolutely.
himself is a doctor, he understands what is
Mm-hmm.
needed. So he saved from that also. Otherwise, if the hospital person have called me, I should have given कि चलो दे दो बाबा जो whatever is good. So whenever I have faith, I got good results always. So that way I feel that God is always with me.
Yes, so true.
And
And yes, this very nice experience, sister. And this is what
yes,
we always get because if we have a strong, firm faith in God, one or the other medium, He always have to do via some medium. Because God will not come because He does not have any own anybody. So He has to take some instruments, some medium, and that is how He helps us. He helps us.
true
So,
sister.
so that is what we should have that kind of firm faith, and also we should help to ourselves via some action, the good deeds. This is how we can represent God. Because when we say that I am God's child and I think of God to help me, then I should also be doing something that I will get in return. Because at the same time, He is a part of being a father or or maybe any well wisher. He's also a law maker. He has to manage the world because every child is his child. My success may be dependent on to get something, and so as the success for the other person is the same, then who should get that? How it will be really depend and rely upon. Then just to clear and being very impartial in such, places God has made this law. It's called law of karma, and it works. No one can be away from this.
Yes, sister.
Yeah. So this is how we need to implement this in our life, and so as we get benefited by this, this is the whole story. I remember a story wherein a person who was, because of some cases, just kind of a story. So a person got some kind of a problem where his case is started. So he has three friends, and he asked one of his friend, in fact, all those three. So all three were in different sectors. So one is industrial kind of a person, and then other one is, I mean, like so much of money, wealthy. Other one is in position, so he was good advocate. So different profiles, all three were working. So the friend asked three of them to help him. So one said, I can help you, but I will not go to the court. I can help you just outside the court. The other one said, I can help you. I can do everything for you in the court as well, but I do not know what will happen in the court, and but I will do my level best to get you, to make you win in the case. And the third one said, I will always there for you, no matter whatever the result will be. The whole journey, I will be with you, and even after that, whatever the judgment be, I will be with you afterwards as well. Now, who are these three friends? So, the one is money and amenities. All the contacts we have, all the money things we have, recognition, and this and that. These are the first friends who help us, but he will not come each and every time or each and every phase of our life. Second is family, our biological parent and family members who does each possible way. But whatever the judgment, it does not go after our life. The third person, the third friend goes even after our life. That is fate, bhagya. And that fate or bhagya is created by karma. So who is there with me always is my own deeds, my own karma. And hence it has been said, karma is your true friend and the one whom you should love the most. If you love your family member, then definitely he will be supporting. But then one day when they will leave or you be forced apart, because it has to happen, is the brutal fact of our life, everyone's life. Then you will be broken down. Then happiness, because your happiness will be dependent on them, and then when it will be broken down, it will also go away. But if you love with your karma, then it will be with you throughout your journey, even after this life, this body. This is called law of karma. So we need to be very, very vigilant about it, and then we should focus on what I'm doing, not on others, because our focus is more on others than us. So it is important to keep the focus here. we say this like if you do the finger like this, then rest fingers points towards you. We all have heard this, but we do not actually implement this. Now it's time to implement, right? So this is all about it. And yes, so the topic that I was talking about, the life, where the human life, whether it goes into 84 lakhs different species or not. So it's a perception that people believe, or majority of the population believe, that this life of human is so difficult to get. And after 84 lakh birds, we do get this life. Do you think this is true? Do you think this is true? How many of you think this is true? No idea. Okay.
Because we have no proof. We have heard it from childhood.
That it is there. Haven't you asked yourself? Haven't arised the kind of question, how? Why? Never thought around. We don't know. How does it matter? This is the only life. Let live the life. Forget about what will happen or not. It doesn't matter, isn't it? We do not know exactly what is the story behind it. Yeah. Okay. So just again, I'm repeating the statement which is said, after 84 lakh birds, we get the human life. It's like punya, and the sacred deed that I've done, and as a resultant, I've got this life, isn't it? If I'm getting something after so much of effort, that is the result of all those efforts, isn't it? Yes? No? Maybe?
Yes.
Yeah? So
Yes.
just imagine now taking the same statement, if I'm saying, if I or one is getting, after so many birds, taking the last bird, which is human body, how auspicious this life should be, how beautiful, how flourished the life should be. Now tell me, is it really true? We all are in human life. Do you feel that contentment? Then there is another fact. You know, yes, we do have got this after this, but it depends on what kind of action you are doing. Accordingly, things changes. So just to counteract it, we have, or the as per the customize, and this is what we are listening since childhood. The another thought is, as per the karma, it changes. Okay, it might have been changing by the karma, but if any life has been received after this much of effort, so the beginning of the life, that means when the child born, when the child take birth, some phase of the life should be so beautiful, isn't it? But do you see the child? There are so many children who are newly born, and they are actually born with so much of disease, so much of diseases, cancer, handicapped. Maybe mentally they are not developed child. So if the life has come after this much of birth and this is so precious and auspicious, then life should be great. But is it? Is it really great? No, I'm talking about the philosophy or the statement of saying that human life take 84 lakh births. If any life has been received after taking 84 lakh births, then this life has to be so beautiful.
Great.
Yes,
Yes.
and animals doesn't do karma. They do not have sense to discriminate between right and wrong. They are just follow the same path, the one way. There is no differentiation. If it's not one dog will bark and another will not bark. Both of them do the same thing. But in human, it is different. So it does not happen like this. Human life is 84 lakh species total, in total, since the beginning of the golden era until end of the cycle. There are 84 lakh species, but every species will continue to their own species. They will not interchange. It will not happen like dog will become cat and cat will become dog and dog will become uh, pig or cow or buffalo or any other. Because human is always been to the human species. And as per our karma, we get life. Why it has been said actually, just understand the perspective behind it, is one who is doing, let's say, a good deeds or a bad deeds. As per that, you see nowadays people who are, I'm just taking an example and just keeping you aware of a person who's drunk. Maybe people get addicted of so many things, drugs and so other intoxicated things. They are lying down on the road or the roadside, and no one bother about them. They are actually living life like an animal and no one bothered about them. Is it not visible? A dog is been getting life like a king, maybe been so pampered at home. And human being, it is just an imperative to that to understand the life can be like this. So if you do the karma, one get life like a dog, always being haunted by other person, maybe at office, maybe at home, or maybe other places. So it is not actually the human being is going through all of this, but it is just in a comparison. For God, as we compare and say God is like a thousand and a million sun, it's a comparative word being used for God. It's like ocean of love. It is not ocean actually. So it's a comparative word being used for God. As ocean is something we never, been dried off. So the same way, God has that much of strength to love us unconditionally. Hence, it has been said as an ocean of love. So the same way, if the human being been comparatively been used as a dog or any other animal, it's just a comparison of their own karma. And as per the karma, one has got their life accordingly. Is it clear? And human life, a human being take maximum of minimum of one birth and maximum of 84 births. I have given you the logic and the story explained you in last 2 days how one takes birth and the journey of a human being, how it has started and how many births do we take. The maximum is at most is 84, and after that we come back to the first. It's like a cycle. So after 84 it will be first. So this is the cycle. It's like, if you see, there is a law of degradation. Everything starts from the best form, the positive, the purest form of anything, and then it degrades with the time. So as it applies to whole universe, the world, the nature, atmosphere, environment, climate, everything was earliest, it was so pure. But with the time, you see, it all has been started degrading. So there is a deterioration to everything, whether it's a human being, climate, nature, everyone. Hence, it is not like that the human being will take 84 birds and then if I'll do this, I will become mosquitoes maybe or something or this or that or whatever. And then someone has the question, if I'll kill serpents and this or that, then they will take revenge to me from me, or what will happen? Then answer to your question, brother. See, you need to understand here, if you actually harm somebody with your selfishness, with your profit, then yes, you're doing harm, and there will be repercussions to that. It's not that serpent or the ant or the this or that will do something to you, but as per the law of karma, automatically you will get that in return. It's not them, they will do you something with you, but you will get automatic, because I told you about the chain system or the management system. Because what you do, you get. If you throw a ball, how with the force you're throwing it, with the same force and in the same speed is coming back to you. Every action has equal and opposite reaction. But yes, if they are doing or troubling you, and just to protect yourself, you are doing that. Whether you're killing mosquitoes or because it's harming. If you don't kill them, they will, of course, chikungunya or dengue or something will happen. So you need to protect yourself as well. It's not that if I'll do this and let's not just kill ants or mosquitoes and live life with them. Nothing like that. Then it's something to understand, to create this clarity. But it doesn't mean that I should kill animals. Slaughtering wherein happens for animals with so different animals. So if I'm doing for my own happiness, or to eat, or for any kind of greed, then it is something that I'm harming them. Someone asking question whether I should have milk or not. But again, as I said that day, nowadays whatever we get is synthetic milk. But again, if I'm actually harming in just because of the greed, I'm giving any kind of electrical shock to animals to have that milk, or then again it's a harm. So it's my own choice whether I want that or not. I have tried to clear the picture and bring this in front of you. Now you can take decision what you should do, what you want to do. So that is it today. I mean, for today's session, we will cover tomorrow as the topic about the organization, and then Sunday we'll have question answer session. I want to leave you a little earlier, if possible, If you have any question, I will take just a couple of questions, and I want you to, uh, you know, be patient for one more day. We can continue this tomorrow, or maybe on Sunday. We'll keep the whole time for question answer, whole session for question answer. I have some work, and then that is why I want to leave you a little earlier in just 10 15 minutes. Okay. So if you have any questions, just one or two, I can take that. Or else I will proceed for the meditation part, and then we'll end up the session. Is that all okay for everyone? Yeah. May I ask you one thing? Yes, brother. Go on. Your voice is not clear.
Uh, yeah, hello.
Yes.
Yeah, Om Shanti Sister. This is Abhishek. Yeah.
Yes.
So, every day when I mean, you also taught us, and initial when I started, that time also I learned from Sudhani Dedi. Like, I start my day with meditation because so today when I was doing this meditation, I am doing this from past 10 months or so. But
Mm-hmm.
today suddenly I felt, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was listening your two videos of day before yesterday and yesterday because I didn't able to attend due to certain office work. So after that, I was listening I was doing the meditation of Shivanidhi which I had. Then suddenly when I reached over there, he used to say that this is, if you have any problems. Before that, just before that, I suddenly felt that I'm into some kind of inside jacket or some some garbage thali, and suddenly it is getting unlocked like a chain, and I'm seeing entire, like I am feeling very pleasant, and I'm seeing entire light. I mean, before
Mm-hmm.
that only I entered because he used to tell that you landed into this ocean of peace, whatever. So post to the suddenly I feel this kind of feeling. I don't know I mean what happened today. So I'm just not so excited to
So do you want to know what it means? Why did you feel so? And what is the feeling? What is the meaning of that feeling? Is that what your question is?
Yes, yes. So I was just saying that like if you are inside a jacket and you're just opening the jacket chain and it is opening up suddenly and you see full of light and white light. Suddenly, I mean, it is not purposely. It suddenly came into my mind. So you
This is
told that.
basically the feeling of coming out from the consciousness of body to the consciousness of the self, which is soul. So the body or the jacket that you're telling is, it is, so far we were living the life into the consciousness of this body as a name, with the amenities that the body has, the name or maybe recognition, all these things. So these all are the jacket that we are, covering ourselves with under this jacket. But as far we being aware with this knowledge, we let the jacket opened and we come out from this consciousness of the body and be able to see ourselves as a soul, as the real self. That is the realizing the self. And then the journey to connecting with the divine starts. That is why you felt lighter and then feeling very relaxed and just removing all the chains and then feeling so enlightened feeling. So this is what, that you have a connection with God and what you felt. I
Thank
hope
you.
you suffice the question. Yeah.
Yeah. Om Shanti.
So, welcome, Shanti. Is there any other question, or shall I just end up now and I will just with a few minutes of meditation and then we'll end up for today. Is it all okay for everyone?
Yes.
Yes? No? Yes. Thank you. Is music audible?
No.
Is it audible now?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sister.
So we do the meditation with the open eyes and we try to get the vibrations from God, that's the clue, the divine being. So just try and focus on yourself and recollecting my thoughts from the outside world and focusing on myself. I am a pure being. I had started my journey where each thought is so pure. I was as divine as God. Who divides but leave the body, the physical dimension, and the world. I'm flying towards sky and above all these five elements. I've reached to my own house and I'm getting the same kind of pure energy in this era, in this world of silence. The silence, the truth, it's so deep. It's making my mind so relaxed. Breathing and exhaling all the negative attributes loved by the body and all the positivity emerging in me. I just say, this is my real home. My father is here in front of me. Imagine yourself like a star, a point of light, and here, the Supreme Being, Baba, my real father, my real parent, is in front of me. Share your feelings to Baba. You're the one, Baba, who has supported me at each stages of my life. How much I had searched you, and finally, you are in my life. How fortunate I am. Imagine, imagine yourself like God's child. I'm a child of ocean of peace, ocean of love. I am a divine being, like a baby, Devta, a divine entity. Just imagine yourself if I actually be a divine being, how should my action be? The whole day, I will be in this consciousness of a divine being, And accordingly, I will bring those actions through the day. As a divine being, I will remain calm and listen to the people around me. I will give blessings to each one whosoever come to me. And this will be my today's homework. Coming back to the world and this body in this peace, the energy of purity is making this atmosphere pure, and each one who will come in this atmosphere will also be relaxed. The warmth of love and the feeling of God, my lover's presence being experienced by everyone. Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti. You all have a great day. I wish all of you will do the homework and try to be as a divine person. Feel that and bring that in your action and share your experience to her. Yeah. Have a happy day. Take care.
Thank you, sister. Om Shanti.